Hi, I'm Sid Solomon, and yes, that's a Muppet version of me on the bookshelf behind me. Now, I've had a lot of people ask me, hey Sid, what's the deal with the Rubik's Cube? What does solving a Rubik's Cube have to do with being Equity's Eastern Regional Vice President or serving on its National Council? Well, a Rubik's Cube is a puzzle, and a complex puzzle, which means it's essentially a problem in need of a solution. Now, when you mix up a Rubik's Cube, every time you're going to get one of about 43 quintillion different combinations, which means you're never really solving the same problem twice. But the goal is always the same, which is to bring all of the different pieces into harmony. Now, have I always known how to solve a Rubik's Cube? No, of course not. Nobody's born knowing how to do this. And did I teach myself? No. Somebody taught me. I had a mentor. They taught, and so I watched, and I listened, and I learned, and I practiced. And for the last 18 years, I've continually come back to this puzzle. Every time I do it, trying to get a little bit better, a little bit faster, a little bit more efficient at solving the problem at hand. Now, the thing that makes a Rubik's Cube so fun, but also so difficult, is that it's a puzzle of competing interests. As you work on it, you might get to a place where you're like, hey, I'm doing really well. I think my work might be done. But upon further inspection, when looking at the problem from different perspectives, you realize that there's still a lot of work to do. You have to keep going. You have to achieve your goal. So you keep working, thinking about the way that you were taught and all the things that you've learned every time that you've practiced, every time again, just getting a little bit better. And as you continue working and trying to get a little bit closer to that final goal from a different perspective, you have to be careful not to tear down the work that you've already done. This was good. You just need to do a little bit better. So you keep going, again, remembering how you were taught, learning what you've learned from the mistakes along the way, and also things potentially you've learned from the people that you've taught along the way, because there's always something to be learned from fresh eyes. And you keep working, and hey, you know what? You're doing a little bit better. You're doing pretty well. You're feeling excited because, like, hey, this is great, and hey, this is great. And we're getting pretty close, and you know what? I might just be satisfied with what I've got. But upon closer inspection, when looking a little bit more carefully, you realize that while you're close, you've still left a few pieces out. And the goal wasn't to get almost all the way there, but to make sure that all of the pieces were tended to. And really, the work's almost done, so you might as well keep going. And so you work, and you learn, and you remember what you've been taught, you pull on your experience, and you get there. All of the pieces coming together in harmony, nobody left behind, nothing torn apart by helping the other. A puzzle solved, a problem brought to a solution from all perspectives. So, what does solving a Rubik's Cube have to do with being Eastern Regional Vice President? Maybe more than you thought. Sid for AEA.